Howdy, everybody. My name is Raul Diaz. I am the animator who's trying to learn to be an animator. Um, so, it's been a while since I posted a video because I only post videos whenever I have issues. And so, what I've done is we were modeling and we were rigging and texturing, creating backgrounds and things like that. So, I was thinking, how am I going to animate? Will I do it in Blender? Will I do it in Maya and so forth? One of the things that I really started falling in love with was Unity. It's free. It has a great workspace. The learning curve on it is minimal. So let's get started. Okay, so one of the first things that you want to do, click over to the Asset Store, click over to Unity Essentials, and they've given us the Atom character pack to use. Now, the nice thing about it is, if you haven't used it before, haven't seen the videos before, you'll notice that it is an incredible three-part movie so far. Um, the characters have LED readouts on their or LCD readouts on their chests. They have emotions. I love the fact that when their eyes blink, you'll notice as their irises change in size. Um, every one of them has a different personality, and they used real flow. They used a lot of crowd programming to make it. They used 3D Studio Max. Okay, when this ever comes up, just say yeah, you backed it up. It's kind of like, whenever you use iTunes, yes, you read everything and put it in. With everything, it's always compiling scripts. So use Atom only as a learning tool, is what I'm saying. Um, we're going through the textures and everything, so we're going to hit pause. I'll be back when this is done. Okay, I hit pause so that we could just bring Atom in really, really quick without having to wait. We do a left click, we come down because we're still in Essentials. We click on Cinemachine, import that, and that brings in all the William really awesome goodies that it brings. It's a really simple script that we have been waiting so long to use. And you're wondering, what problems did I have? Well, Cinemachine has a great procedural camera system. And and we are going to need a background. So I just got a background sitting on my desktop. We're going to import that. Procedural camera system. And because everybody's all like, well, it's I guess it's good animation, but the camera work was suck. Well, we're not here to learn about how to do camera working. We're not here to learn how to do lighting and caustic effects and everything else. It's so we have to use every tool available. So we're going to come over here, create a camera, light. Let's create a directional light. Okay, great. Now, doesn't this look familiar? Isn't this the scene that usually pops up when you're here? Yes. Okay. Let's grab the park, drop it in. Where did I get the park? I haven't the faintest idea. If you have been watching my videos, you kind of notice that I'm using assets from decades away. Let's just turn this. Let's get a good shot. That's a good shot. And it's the park. Back in the day, we used to use a sky dome, which you just put when you put clouds and things on. Let me show you. Okay. You put clouds and things on it, and poof, there you go. You have light. Now, you know what? Throw up an HDRI map. No reason to have something that looked like that. Let's move this back a little bit. All right. Now we have our background set up. We have our camera there. Um, Cinemachine. Well, before I do that, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Go to your inspector. Look at our camera. It's just a camera. But if we go over here to Cinemachine, let me lock that so that you continue seeing it, and hit the virtual camera, it adds the brain script. And that's what we really need in Unity, is that brain script. Okay, we don't need this camera, so we're going to get rid of that because we already have this one up here. I'll unlock that. Bring that down. Okay, now that we have the background set up and we have the camera set up, let's create an empty game object. Now remember, game objects, when you say empty game objects, some people are like, I have no idea what it is. It's just a container. You want to contain that information somewhere, here it is. And we're just going to call it timeline. Not that big a deal. Take the camera. Oh, sorry about that. Timeline, and we're going to create it. And, you know, if it's going to be an asset, you have to save it somewhere. So timeline, whatever. It's just for a demo. And here it is. We take our primary camera, come over here and lock it down. We take our primary camera, come over here and lock it down. Take our primary camera, bring it into the timeline. We're going to create a Cinemachine track with that. Then we're going to take our star, Mr. Adam, and drop him in. Yay, oh my gosh, it's Adam. I've seen every movie you've ever made. And to make sure that everything's level, we're going to back this up a little bit. And it's not, of course it's not. So we're going to take the entire park and bring it up to his feet. There we go. And we'll just raise the camera a little bit. And he looks great. Looking great. Never even noticed that he had this stamp behind his legs. Tell you, they did a great job with Adam. He's a great educational tool. So we take Adam, drop him into our timeline, and we're going to do an animation track with him. And you're sitting there to yourself, this is exactly what I've seen in other tutorials. Well, I want to show you something that I came across that the other tutorials didn't say anything about. Maybe it didn't happen with them because they had been to the conferences. I've never been to the conference. So we're going to add an animation clip. You right click and you go Adam walk. Now, I didn't go through Adam's inspector, but let me show you something. Over here, his animator's already checked off. And he's set up to go by route. So he's already been set up. He already has his controller. He has everything. If you're going to be dropping somebody in, make sure that you set him up first and then drop him in. He's already been rigged and everything. And we're going to bring him down here. You could take his clip and drag it over, and it becomes just a giant loop. And we're going to hit play. Yeah. He's moving. Yay. He'll be back. Give him a second. There. He's back. The camera, we're just going to click and add a short clip. And a shot clip. So what happens? Well, let's say you are a one-man studio and somebody says, hey, you know what, I'm going to give you 17 shots in Avengers. That means that's going to be 17 camera movements, and you can buy an entire house. Hopefully you'll get 3. So you come over here, create that camera. Notice up here that there's a new camera in town. click on that. It is just a normal camera at the moment. The part came with the sun, so let's see what happens. Let's get rid of that. Come around. Just added, whatever. Now, you have this guy, and he just got hired. He's like, okay, what do you want me to see, boss? Well, you come over here. Your camera. Lock him. And you have follow and look at. Now, here is the thing that got me. And you know my videos, the only thing I do is I talk about the thing that got me. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put look at spine. Hit this. And not bad. There's his shot. There's the root on the ground. Um, yeah, it's not bad. Now, this is what's going to mess you up. If you click on spine again and you say follow, this is what happens. Nice, huh? So you say, okay, well, I could fix that. I can just come up here and I'll just take Adam and click here and hit follow. Yeah, the only thing it doesn't do is um, put it back into the position that it was where you found him. Like if I come over here and I drag him where he wants to be, you kind of notice wherever you're dragging, he's going to be looking at Adam, and you hit play. Yeah. So let's say, okay, so if you're good with that, that's great. You know, I'm just going to add another clip for fun because I want to see what would happen if let's uncheck this. Let's create another camera. So we got camera 2, and I want to put him over, well, before you do anything, I got to make sure that he's just looking at Adam. Oh, it's okay. So you see how he's looking at the root? Yep, yep, yep. All right, so we'll just come over here and look at his spine. Okay. And we'll just take him and give a nice little overlap there. So he's walking along, singing a song, and then we go to a different camera, one that's closer to him. All right, well, that was fun. So, what did we learn? When you're going to your Adam references, he can follow the entire character, but he doesn't follow just a piece of him. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Leave any comments below.